Today, we're going to take a look at one of the biggest BNB chain GameFi projects, and that's Era7 Game of Truth, which according to Dapp Radar consistently gets over 20K users a day. I'm going to give a quick guide on how to get started, as well as take a look at the token economy to see if this game is sustainable in the long run. Of course, it's not financial advice, it's just for information purposes, and if you're interested in learning about more GameFi projects, be sure to like and subscribe. All right, let's start. Era7 is a card strategy game where you build a deck and strategically allocate and place your cards on the battlefield each round to beat your opponent. You need a deck of 30 cards, which you can purchase individually or summon via a master card NFT. The game board consists of a 3x3 grid, and each round you have a growing number of energy to play your cards. You want to place your troops down to both defend your own life or attack the opponent. Cards have different attributes and some have special abilities. So to learn how each attribute works, be sure to check out the How to Play tab on the main page. It gives a description of what all these indicators mean. At the end of the round, the cards will play out, and either the troops placed on the field or your main health is going to take damage, and you win once the opponent's health goes to 0. One thing that I love about this game is that each game is only about 3 minutes long, which is kind of the perfect amount of time to me. Is I like having that flexibility to play a quick game or two when time allows. Comparing that to like Gods Unchained, for example, which is a fun game, but those games can take about 20 to 30 minutes per game, which can get pretty long. Let's look at the marketplace to understand what cards to buy. Again, there are two routes. You can purchase a MasterCard NFT, which summon battle cards over time, which is right here, or you can buy the battle cards directly. Don't forget that you need 30 to make a full deck. The Master NFT cards, I've seen it go from $10 to $1,000 for the rarest ones. Now, some things to consider. The rarity of the card is going to determine the probability of the battle cards that are summoned. So if you go to the white paper under the summoning section, you can see that they have a probability chart showing the chances of getting a certain rarity depending on your master card rarity. Obviously, the rarer the card, the higher the probability of getting a better card. The rarity is also going to let you know how many times you can summon those battle cards before you need to pay to get that reset so you can summon a whole nother batch. So the legendary cards are going to let you summon 160 every 5 hours before you have to pay to reset, versus the common, which is going to only give you 70 summons, and you can get a card every 8 hours. That information is reflected in the marketplace. For example, I'm looking at this middle card here, Suin, which is blue, so you know it's a rare master NFT card. And right now it says the power, which is the summoning potential, is 22 out of 100. So currently he's summoned 22 battle cards out of 100. And once you get to 100, you'll need to pay a certain amount of resources in order to reset that. And that's what that number is up top here, the cumulative restorative times. And one thing to note with that, each time you reset the summon count, it's going to cost more and more resources. So if you see one with 0 versus 5, the price to reset those summons is going to cost more. And the other thing to note here is that some of these cards, you'll see it says seal. So that means the card has never summoned any battle cards yet. It was just purchased, and when you unseal it, you're given 10 free summons before the power count starts to go up. So it's just an extra 10 free summons, which is great. Now, according to the white paper, there are up to 1,000 cards to choose from. So, which means that most likely you'll probably want to buy individual battle cards in order to really customize the deck to the way you want it, rather than just taking the random cards that get generated from your master NFT. And that's where the battle card marketplace comes into play. It lets you see the detail of the card and what they do. Those battle cards I've seen range from like $1. You can see there's like a $2 one over here. $123 for one of the more rare cards. So it just varies, and you can kind of get an idea of how popular a card is based on the marketplace prices. So you'll probably want to use this to kind of round out your deck once you've summoned enough cards from that master NFT. The other reason why you might want to buy battle cards directly from the marketplace is that in order to upgrade your battle cards and make them stronger, you need to combine similar cards. So if you have a card that you like that's really powerful and you want to make even stronger, you might want to buy duplicates in the marketplace so that you can upgrade them. From there, you should be good to start. It might take a while to build up to those 30 decks because you need to wait that time from the master NFT. But once you get there, it's probably worth doing the PvE to experiment with the mechanics and cards before hopping into that PvP arena. Just remember that the PvP games are where you'll be earning those Era governance tokens. Speaking of the Era token, let's move on to their token ecosystem to get an idea on whether this game has set themselves up to be around long term. In short, I do feel they have a good chance to survive. One of the biggest reasons is the fact that they have both a token burning mechanism as well as dedicating a portion of funds towards the treasury, which is controlled by Era token holders. They show that here in the white paper, burning and treasury section, where regarding the Era tokens, 40% spent on box subscriptions get burnt, while 1.5% of any transactions on the marketplace get burnt, and for any NFT MasterCard recharges or battle card synthesis, which are the upgrades, 100% of those Era spent get directly burned. And on the treasury side, you have 10% of box subscriptions and 0.5% of transactions go towards that treasury to be used in the future. They also have GOT, which is their ecosystem token, which has an infinite supply, burning control. And regarding the GOT, any GOT spent on the raffle box, refreshing the MasterCard, or synthesizing your battle cards are going to get burnt. So basically, as long as the game's fun for people, which based on the users so far, I think it is, the selling pressure of that token due to playing the game is going to be offset by burns and hopefully subsidized by the treasury. It's going to really be up to the team to continue to grow that user base. And the one thing is that despite having large numbers now, the user base is on a downward trend. You can see that their 24-hour users is around 20,500. But if you go to like the 7-day averages, it's around 40,000, and month averages, it's about 85,000. So in a month, they've lost about 75% of their daily active users. Does seem like it's kind of tapering off. We'll see. The good thing is that the team has at least aligned themselves with the game's long-term success. If you look at the token lockup period for the team, that's the development section right in the middle here, their tokens won't be fully vested until about 2026 after that 11-month cliff and 3-year linear release. So that definitely incentivizes the team to make the game a long-term success. Now, having said that, in the somewhat short term, there will probably be large selling pressure as both the VC funds and the team tokens begin to unlock after that 11-month lockup. And those total funds make up about 15 of the team and we'll say 18 of VCs. So that's about 32% of the tokens. Using CMC as a guide to see when the tokens got released, March 1st, March 2nd, 2022, that lets us know that around February 2nd, 2023 is going to be that date where that cliff ends and VC funds and the team can start to sell their tokens. And of course, every month after that, more tokens will be released to the team and VC funds. So it's possible that selling pressure may continue. And that's about it for me. Please let me know if you have any questions and I'll be happy to try to find the answers as I'm just getting started in this game myself. If you're interested in seeing other trading card games on the BNB chain, be sure to check out my deep dive into Draku games here. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time.